as with just one arm, he defeated the strongest giant to exist in Loki, locking him up till this day. This feat from then on also gave Shanks his first emperor territory in Elbaf. Loki states that he's been trapped for 6 years now and is considered to be the strongest being in Elbaf. But wait, how many years ago did Shanks become a Yonko? Yep, 6. So it's all but confirmed that Shanks was the one who helped the Elbaf's warriors in taking him down. It's even possible that Loki, being the spoiled prince that he is, killed his father, stole the devil fruit and went on a rampage just because he was rejected by Lola and was just, throwing a tantrum. If we look at the timeline, 2 years ago, Lola was said to have been trapped in Thriller Bark for 5 years. She had formed the Rolling Pirates and ran away after rejecting Prince Loki's marriage proposal. So if we assume that all that happened prior to Lola's first year as a pirate, then Loki proposed to her 7 years ago, or a year before his own capture. Remember, during his time as prince, Big Mom believed marrying her daughter to him would repair her relationship with Elbaf after her tantrum as a child led to the death of the elder Yordle. So at this point, Loki's reputation in Elbaf couldn't have been too bad. But when Lola ran away, Big Mom offered her twin Chiffon, who Loki rejects, showcasing he actually fell in love with Lola and wasn't trying to get married for any other reason. So maybe due to the rejection, being second place from the throne, feeling emasculated, he felt he needed power, leading him to his horrendous actions. The legendary devil fruit was kept as a treasure and passed down the royal line, but the king must have protected it. This would have forced Loki into taking his life. Warriors in Elbaf also proved their strength by battle. So in his eyes, he might have felt that taking the king's life would have also gave him authority to be the new king. The other possibility is that the royal family of Elbaf had been holding a devil fruit passing ritual. Similar to how the Blackbeard pirate steals devil fruits, the kings in Elbaf would pass their title and powers to the eldest son during their own death and the coronation of the next king. This would also likely be a way to pass on their will and fire to the next life, much like how Ace's will lives on in Sabo and Joy Boy's in Luffy. So sadly for Hyrule, he would have gotten this fruit. I guess after feeling the absence of the power, he decided to participate in Doffy's tournament for Ace's fruit, which actually gives us some insight on the legendary devil fruit that Loki ate, as Hyrule going out of his way to fight for the Mira Mira no Mi could have been due to it resembling the power that was stolen by Loki, where the legendary devil fruit passed through their royal family could be the literal embodiment of the sun. The legend of sun god Nika in Elbaf clearly revolves around the actual sun itself, from the solstice festival to their shields to their attacks to other elements. But most importantly, using my deep knowledge on Norse mythology, Loki had another title that most of you might have not known: the god of fire. If this isn't a slam dunk, I don't know what is. This would also play into the idea of Ragnarok, as in one rendition, Loki reveals his hope to turn into fire itself and destroy Valhalla. Now, regardless if he has eaten the sun fruits or not, all this proves is that Loki is freaking OP, that it took all of the warriors in Elbaf, Shanks and his crew to defeat him. This could be the reason why Shanks is highly respected in Elbaf, along with being the milestone establishing him as a Yonko in the first place, as after this whole situation, he got his own fleet and had his pirate flag protecting Elbaf since their king had just died. But coming back to the chapter, Loki confirms what we all believed. The giant tree in Elbaf is actually the treasure tree Adam. It's also a reference to Jack and the Beanstalk, along with Yggdrasil from the Norse mythology, which is known as the world tree that connects all the realms together. This is highlighted when Loki says he can't escape, as he is chained around the monstrous tree, which is the kingdom of Elbaf itself. Like Yggdrasil, this tree has held up the many homes, villages, cities and communities on its branches. Loki then continues to reveal that the place they are currently at is the underworld, which is also a direct representation of Helheim under Yggdrasil. Funny enough, in the myth, this place is ruled by Loki's daughter Hela. Loki further explains that this lower land space is where people die a dishonorable death, such as in Norse terms, not on the battlefield, where they go to hell, whereas a good death would have sent you to Asgard, seated amongst the gods. And just like its counterpart, this underworld is a snowy land where giants that commit crimes are exiled to until they wait for their execution. Loki explains all of this to scare Luffy. First, he offers him a deal. If Luffy goes up to the kingdom of Elbaf and brings back the key holding him imprisoned, then my guy Loki will solo any pirate crew of Luffy's liking. And I mean, I'm pretty sure he can do it. But Luffy doesn't need any help. However, if he refuses to take this offer, then Loki insinuates that he will have to deal with the jailers of the underworld, which are gigantic beasts that roams around the forest so that no one comes to the underworld willingly. However, Loki is friends with these beasts since he was a little kid and tells Luffy to be careful since they are all considered to be kings of the mountain. This just shows that Loki was a lonely child and didn't have much friends, so he would go willingly to the bottom of the underworld and play with these beasts. But just as he says this, all these beasts emerges in front of Luffy, ready to tear him open limb by limb. However, Luffy is unfazed. All it does is remind him of the good old days training with Rayleigh. Alongside these beasts were some humans in gas masks and weird outfits, which Loki explains they are the same people who came to Elbaf looking for a fight, but unfortunately for them, they bit off more than they could chew, which resulted in them also being imprisoned in the underworld. But this is Luffy we are talking about. Animals just love this guy. His haki is on another level. Remember the Kraken in Fishman Island? Yep, this is exactly what happens to the beast in the underworld as well, which shocks the humans and even Loki himself. But just then, the humans reveal that Shanks, out of all people, came to the underworld where he had used his conqueror's haki to put them all to sleep. And what do you know, Luffy, hearing Shanks' name, gets hella excited. Loki, noticing this, he takes this opportunity to commit blasphemy. He tells Luffy, are you a friend of Redhead? That cowardly pirate. Yeah, he showed up. But without a moment's notice, Luffy goes gear 4 and punches him. Loki, just by a mere second, was able to dodge by moving his head to the right and said, I can't move, you idiot, brushing off what he said about Shanks as a joke. But Luffy's like, nah, you better put respect on his name. Now, there could be two reasons behind his statement. One is that Loki is just messing around trying to gauge Luffy's character and his relationship to Shanks, or he actually thinks Shanks is a coward. This could be because Shanks probably used the help of the other giants to defeat Loki and didn't give him an actual 1v1 fight like a true warrior. But regardless, being so helplessly chained up, he just thinks to himself that he's gonna kill Luffy as soon as he's free. But for now, he can't do much. After they both calm down, Luffy then begins barraging him with questions. Why did Shanks come here? Why did he come to see you? Did he have some business here? Is he still in Elbaf? Well, Loki, of course, is not going to tell him for free. So yeah, he's probably gonna trick Luffy into freeing him with the offer of answering all his questions. And knowing Luffy, he is just dumb enough to release Loki just to know the whereabouts of Shanks. In fact, make sure to check out this video next.